We use the theory of decreasing responsibility in our financial services that we offer to people. What do we mean? In your young years, you're just starting out in life, you're going to have debt. For example, mortgages, a car note, children, maybe school loans. At that time, that period in your life, you haven't built up enough cash, enough money. You haven't saved up enough money. All right, so we are saying you're going to need a higher coverage, but at the same time, you need to start investing. Don't just have life insurance, start to invest. As you get on in age, children, hopefully, leave your home, start your own family, pay off your mortgage, no credit card. You ain't gonna need that amount of coverage in the older years. While you are building up your nest egg. Here you should have money. Okay? Cash value. This is just an example. Couple, John and Mary paying $225 a month for their policy, all right? And they are told that at age 65, they're gonna have almost 77,000 in their savings that is attached to their life insurance, all right? But what they don't say, number one, the waiting period to start building any cash is a minimum of 2 years. For example, you go to your bank or your credit union, $200, and you're gonna open a cash, just talking about a savings account and a checking account. You're gonna put $100 in your checking account, $100 in your savings account. And say 6 months, 10 months down the line, you need $600 from your savings account. And you go to your credit union or your bank and say, listen, I need $600 emergency. And they're gonna, no, you can't touch your savings. You have to wait until 24 months. How would you feel? That is exactly how cash value works. So if you have been putting away $100 in that for 24 months, that's $2,400. You don't know where that went. Number two, historically, the saving rate is between the interest you get on that saving that is attached to your life insurance between 1 to 4%. Number three, the cash value that is built up, you borrow that money. Mom, you don't have to pay it back. You don't have to. But if you don't pay it back, for example, if Mary should die, the beneficiary, and say the cash value in that policy builds up to say 50,000, and you borrow 30,000, they're gonna subtract the 30,000 that you borrow plus the interest that you're supposed to have been paid back from the 100,000.
Wow.
You are paying for two things, number four. You are paying for two things, but you only get one. I guarantee you, any whole life policy you have, when the person dies, the beneficiary does not get the cash value. And it is legal. It is not anything illegal they are doing.
Huh.
They just, no, it is legal. It is a legal thing.
Thank you.
But they do not tell clients this. Whole life goes up to year 100, right? So if the person lives to 100, the cash value that is built up in that, the company is going to keep, and they will get the 100,000. So you are paying for two. This is what we do. Term life, you get a higher coverage, smaller amount of money. Same couple to 35, 250,000 coverage, only $80 a month. The difference, 145 from 225. 80 from 225, the difference is 145. We are saying, instead of you attach savings to your life insurance, put the difference in a mutual Roth IRA mutual fund. And if you're getting 9%, you can get more. This is just conservative. 9% at age 65, you're gonna have 265,000. Would you rather have this that you have access to, or 76,000 where you have to borrow?
665.
A lot of our people. I remember when I've been doing this for 5 years. 5 years. January gone 5 years. And I remember I sat down in my training with a doctor in my church. And he had a whole life. And he was paying $1,800 a month. He could afford it. But he didn't have benefit. At the time when I sat down with him, he had a college for over 9 years. And it has built up, I think, 60-something thousand a year. Right? And when I sat down and worked out and showed him, if you were putting, he had, I think, 500,000. We were able to give him $1 million for 400 and something dollars. And we showed him, if you were putting $1,400 away and receiving 9%, you would, I don't remember the exact figure, but you would have thousands of, about 400 and something $1,000. You have a thing you are doing for people. Not because you can afford it. Show you money on it. It's not how much you make, it's how much you save. You know, I stood back there and was working on some figures. Right? A person who worked $3,500 a year, okay, and they put away, they save 10% of that, which is $292 a month at a 9% interest rate for 35 years, would end up with $872. $872,000. A person working $45,000 a year, just put away 10%, which is $375 at a 9% rate of return. And Mark, I cannot guarantee you're gonna get this, but I can show you a track record. Mutual fund has been in since 1924. At average, between 9 and 12%. The market always goes up and always. That's how the market is designed. Right? 45,000, 10% away, 375 at 9%. In 35 years, it's $1.1 million. Why am I saying this? Middle income Americans, they work money, but it's how much they are keeping up. Long-term investment takes sacrifice. And we are talking about bridging the gap, closing the gap of generational wealth. We might not see the benefit of it, but we need to start the foundation and let our children come. And we need to teach them. Because I've seen people who build their business and their children just waste the money. Business crash. You have to educate them to take over so that they build upon what we start. This is a simple way to start investing. And with a Roth IRA, you put that in a Roth IRA, when you're ready to withdraw, it's tax free. Why? Because you are investing with money that you have already paid tax with. And the key is as well, you don't have to wait until you're 59 and a half. For example, if you put in, say, 5,000, you can draw up to 5,000. But if anything above that, then you're going to be penalized.
So you're saying that if you have one of these accounts, you can draw down the original investment.
Right. Go above your principal, what you are putting.
Okay.
With a Roth IRA.
Without penalty.
With a Roth.
Okay. Yes.
Traditional is different, but a Roth IRA,
Right.
you can't do that. But once you reach 59 and a half and you have it over 5 years, it doesn't matter. whatever the principal, the interest you can withdraw without any this is the hard thing that is out here. You wire. I'm telling you, keep away from it. It works the same way. Right? They tell you one of the downfall with IUL is that it is capped at how much you can make in the market. They are not in the market. It's an index. They will follow, for example, the S&P 500. But it is capped at what you can make. So if the market, it might cap at say 8%. If the market makes 12%, the company keeps that. You don't get everything. So this is what I'm saying, protecting your income. This is what the professionals say. You should have at least between 8 to 12 days of your income. Why is that important? Go to the next slide. Go to the next. Next one. Yeah. This is an example of a couple, right? Both of them, they're bringing in $3,500 a month. Right? Click. Up. They're bringing in $6,000 a month. Okay. The bills are $6,000. They're bringing in $7,000 a month. If one of the income should go, one of the parents should go, right? The bills are still coming in, but what is missing? One income. That is why we are saying it should be life insurance, it should be income protection. If you have 10 times what he's bringing in annually, at least they will have enough money for that child. They will pay off the mortgage, pay off the car note, the credit card, and have enough money to help to school that child through high school. So it is not about just a burial fee, burial expense.
So it's the income protection we're talking about. Is that part of the insurance?
It is insurance, but I'm saying they should call it insurance, life
Right.
insurance. I'm saying they should call it income protection.
Right, okay.
You
Got
understand?
it.
Yeah. Because you're actually protecting. If one father goes, not only the spouse is going to be emotionally wrecked, but financially. But if we can help them ease the burden of the financial gap that is going to be created,
By some
you have
time.
to think wise. But not all life insurance is equal. You should gather that.
We got it.
Index universal life insurance is known for having a lot of costs, administrative expense, sales fees and commission, the cost of insurance, surrender charges, and more. I'm telling you, a lot of these agents, they don't tell this to their clients. They don't. Because you would run. For the average person, buying term and investing in different is usually the better option. I didn't say that. Invest opinion. I didn't say that. Next. And you can read here as well. And it does, like other permanent life insurance policy, it's hard to justify the extra cost associated with an index universal insurance policy. Let me tell you, the reason why they sell these, they make more money. The company makes more money. The agent makes more money. But the client, you're talking about billing when they're billing or when you're billing their way.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
You said that life insurance, you have all these added things that comes out of commissions and all of that. So how is term life any different from, other than for the customer it's a better deal, but what's the built-ins that life insurance has that term life doesn't, that costs money?
The term life, you only pay, I think, $69 a month, and that's upfront. $69 for not a month, a year expense, and that's it. There's no other charge, no other fee.
But aren't the same people running the business? Most companies will offer term, or they'll offer life, and they push the life. I'm guessing because of commissions and all of that. But why? I don't see how there is that much overhead that you can that's not there with term versus life.
Look at term, as I said, I think it's $69 a year you pay expense for that policy.
Okay, the expense part of it.
That's it. There's no administrative, just one flat $69 for the year. While these have other charges. And yes, the term is gonna expire. It is gonna expire. That is why we say invest the difference. It doesn't make sense you pay for the term and you're not investing. Even if you don't invest with me, invest with somebody and make sure you're getting the right return.
So term is like a savings account. Term is kind of like a savings account.
Term will give you some life insurance, but it will expire.
I understand. That's why it's called term, because
Right.
at some point
Yes.
it ends
Yes.
and you are no longer insured.
But
Right.
he was saying instead of paying like $250, I think.
Yes.
Instead of paying like $250, you're paying a lower amount. And
Right.
so
I'll
the
put that
difference, you go and
difference.
invest that difference.
Right.
Well, and I understand that, but say you have an insurance person like you're selling life, but you're also selling term. Is that not correct?
But
Does anybody understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Okay, yeah,
And I understand that you're asking the question for the benefit of the education on the product.
yes,
Not
we
the
own the
cost.
same term,
right.
right? We own the same term life insurance.
Okay, you only serve,
Yeah.
but there are other companies that do
Right.
both.
They do both.
Okay, yeah.
86% of the time in the life insurance industry, whole life, universal life, all cash, anything that has cash are sold in the market. 86% of the time. And those agents who are selling cash value policies, they have term.
They sell
buy a
one,
term.
but they buy a term.
Right.
Okay. Interesting. They trying to make that money.
That's why they don't like us. I'm on a crusade. So look at this now. I think I've explained this before. Whole life rule. Number one, delay cash accumulation, minimum 2 years. Cash value grows between 1 to 4%. You borrow your own money, pay back at 5 to 9%. You lose cash value up and down. Same thing with universal life, variable life, index universal. The only one that you don't lose your death benefit, you get both the cash, is if you have option B. I don't even want to go into the technicality of that. But the option B is very expensive. So in the market, they only sell this because they still are making good money. Option A. I don't want to complicate things.
Okay, this came from social media. So let me ask you, if term life can be rolled over before it expires to an IUL or whole life?
Term, that's it.
Yeah, term. Okay, thank you.
And in the industry as well, we go up as far as 35 years. Few companies sell term that expires in 35 years. Most of them is like 20 years, 10 years. And what they do when it expires, they switch you over into a whole life.
So you're saying, so let's say I have a kid 28, we did a term life insurance for 35 years, because that's more than likely we'll still be around when our term expires. So you're saying, as opposed to her, the policy is $500,000, that during that whole time when I'm living, that I should be invested so that, let's say I die on my 30, right, the year after my term expires, instead of getting that $500,000 life insurance policy, he would potentially be getting whatever it is that I invested. or should I have maybe gotten a term later in life, maybe at 45, 50?
What is
You know what I mean?
I think they're waiting here, you guys. And we don't know.
So are there different, so just to go piggyback off you, because now you got me thinking, because I'm thinking if you do term, because I have my separate life from my college, so that's something to do too. But to not just have it with your employer. But the thing is so is there different, because term is, it expires, but there's increments, is it like 10 years, 20 years, so could you get two? Like one, like a shorter one, and then later
I
get
know
another
with
one?
us, when if the 35 expires, you can renew it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm telling you, the price is gonna shoot up.
Right.
So that is why we are saying invest.
Right.
So that even if you're gonna get a policy at a later age, you don't need a high coverage, so the premium is gonna be that high.
Right. Yeah.
But you don't have to have money. The reason why people have insurance is because they don't have money.
Right. Yeah.
They don't
But
have
that's the issue here too that I see is that what you're saying is a presupposition that people have this amount of money to invest. And many people don't have the amount of money that it would cost to invest in a whole life or a UIL policy, but they can do the term life because it is cheaper,
Yes.
but people don't know that. And then, so then they may not even bother to take whatever they were paying on a whole life and take that money and invest it. So, I mean, there are people who can barely, afford even a term life policy.
I agree with you.
And so there's no money that's left over that, it's kind of like I say, like you say, if you're gonna buy a policy for $200,000 and it's gonna cost you $200 a month, and then you decide, well, I think I'll go with the term life and pay 60 or 50 and I'll invest the others, but that doesn't always calculate. So do you have some kind of advice for people who don't have that kind of money to spend, to invest?
To be honest with you, a lot of people who say, I can't afford even the term, when we sit down with them, we do what is called a financial analysis. We look at their income, we look at what they're spending, and the amount of money they spend on food, eating out, that's where we find it.
Well, that's where you become popular because people don't want to.
That is where we
Stop going to the.
Now the truth, right?
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree.
sit down, they're eating out 3-4 times a week, and the amount of money,
I agree.
that's
I
where
agree
we
with
find
what
it.
you're saying.
They are living above their means.
Couple of questions.
It's monthly, quarterly, every 6 months, or 1 year.
You can choose.
What I was talking about is the fee, the expense, the cost, the expense for that policy. Unlike the other one, they have surrender charges and administrative expenses and fees and all of that. Term just has one. At least our term has one. I think it's $69. It comes, it is included in the fee that you pay, the policy that is on the monthly premium.
So that's $70 is divided by 12 into your monthly payment. So make that fee.
So you're saying $69 for an entire year?
No, that's the fees.
No, that's
On top of
I'm comparing the fees with the other type of insurance. These fees, they have.
Yeah, I get all that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out how much this term life would cost me if I choose to buy it. A month or quarterly.
Right. Insurance it goes by your age and your health.
Okay, so that needs to be brought out
Health
as
as well,
well.
everybody. Health as well.
Yes.
Just
Your
know
health,
that.
your health. The older you get, the more the price goes. And if you're unhealthy,
So with the Roth IRA you're talking about, if if something were to happen to me, I'm assuming I can sign a beneficiary to that IRA.
Yeah.
IRA,
Of course.
Um,
Is it gonna go to?
and they get that.
I can be on there.
I
I volunteer to help you out.
Yeah. So they get that whole thing, no waiting or penalties or anything like that with the Roth IRA.
Yes.
Huh?
The beneficiary gets it.
Okay. And then, and I hear you saying that whole life holistically is like bad, right? Is what I'm hearing in terms of an option, right? But what are the pros and cons to both? Because I know even with like whole life, there may be like accidental insurance or like act of God and all this other stuff that they kind of will lump into their other options that you get with like whole life. Are there like pros and cons to both?
Yes.
Versus, I know one of them expires. I think that as a baseline.
With what we said, when the twin towers, 9/11, our company was actually searching the database of people who died in 9/11 to pay their beneficiary, while other companies were refusing to pay because they say it's terrorism and it doesn't cover. Right. You understand? We're not like that. If you die, doesn't matter how.
So maybe based on the company too.
But,
Your question.
While some people take months to pay, we pay within 14 days. 14 days.
So besides it expire, are there any other cons to term policies versus whole life?
The downside, if you are not investing, and as I've said, you don't have to invest with me because I write your policy and open a investment. Invest somewhere else if you don't want to invest in me. So that when the policy expires, you have money. Yeah. Or you won't need that high coverage. Right. We're talking about building generational wealth. Yeah. And the other thing, I've heard people say, well, I ain't gonna die and leave any money for people to fight over. If you think like that, there's something wrong. You must have somebody
gotta bury you.
Can leave your
or do something with you. Tuck you away.
You die with no money, your family gonna be fighting trying to pay your
Go fund me accounts.
And those things that go fund. Yeah, it's just
Question in the back.
I know this is kind of a snarky kind of question, but do multimillionaires buy life insurance?
Multi-millionaires, not all of them, but they have reasons.
Yeah, well, obviously, because they have probably compound interest and also they're going to get. So I'm just curious to know, like, even with the insurance game, is it specifically propagated for people who don't have wealth?
Yep.
And it seems that they're made ways to also steal from people who don't have wealth and also put them in a box based on the limitations of what you just explained. So I'm like, well, wouldn't it be ideal for us to all have long-term goals for building wealth versus specifically looking for life insurance? And I'm not taking away from anything. I'm just curious to know, what would be a better option to up your portfolio or to buy life insurance?
Well, that is why there's a slide that says decreasing responsibility. I don't know if you were in here when I started. At your early age, you might have children, mortgage, car notes. We are saying cover that because you haven't built your wealth yet. Yeah. That is why term is better. It's cheaper. So you start to invest in a mutual fund. We do mutual fund. We have mutual fund that started in the 1920s that average between 9% and 12%. Yeah. It's not 20%, but that's what it averages. Okay. Mutual fund is for long term. It's not a short term thing. And building wealth is not short term. It's long term. We cannot think about building wealth for me. You have to think about the next generation. The Bible tells you, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children. Not about just yourself. You You start it and let them do it. If you don't start it, who's gonna start it? If I don't start it, who's gonna start it in my village? So I don't like life insurance, even though I do it. I don't like it. But this is a crusade for me. You know the person who started this was a football coach, Art Williams. A little later, I can't remember her name. Art Williams started this. His father died when he was 47. His father died at 47. His mom never worked. Two brothers, Art and his brother. And she had to go and start working. Later on, he found that she had a whole life policy. They got $10,000. Later on, he found out, one of his cousins got into the life insurance industry, that if he had bought the same amount of money that his father was paying, if he had bought a term, his mom would have gotten $150,000. Art got involved in the life insurance industry, studied it, and started his business. It's a crusade. And I'm happy, especially among us. I'm telling you,
Questions on the person?
any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. I don't mean to turn it into an expose moment, but since you said you don't like life insurance, I guess, as a concept, are you at liberty to discuss maybe that list of the pros and cons we just asked about here? What is it that, if you could erase about the necessity of life insurance, you could outline, just in education purposes?
The truth is, I like the concept of the decreasing responsibility.
Okay.
I like that. You're starting out in life, you just leave college, just enter the workforce, have something. Get married, you have children, have something that's just in case. But as you build your wealth, you don't really need it.
Right.
You can keep it if you want, but you don't need it. Why? Because you have wealth.
Yeah.
But you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. In our company start with as little as $50 a month in a mutual fund until you can increase them. You don't have to have $10,000, $50,000 just to down. You can start somewhere. I like the concept of what you're doing with those children. You know, then they start to think of saving, investing, and don't just take the money and go spend and then
Yeah.
Any more questions? Sorry to bore you.
Oh, that was good.
It's a topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about. Most people, they say, I have life insurance on my job. And then
Yep, they lose their job or something like the pandemic, and that's why I say you always need to have not only with your employer, but something else.
One more.
yes.
I just want to point, I like that you said life insurance is just a start. Like, that's not the only way to do it. Like, you gotta go out and do other things, but it's just a start because
Just
you
to
know,
make sure.
if my parents, like, if they passed away and then now I'm in debt because of their passing, now I'm a pass over debt to my children and so forth. So it's just a stepping stone, not the final step.
Right.
But that's another thing too.